are about this cause and you care about the gone and missing BIPOC women and girls. All these things are happening in the world. You're just like, what's happening next? Is it gonna happen to me? Is it gonna happen to my child? Is it gonna happen to my mom, my sister?
And us coming together is a powerful thing because we don't talk about these situations. And once it hits home, it's even more harder to even just take in because then you don't know what to do. So please, when you have a chance to walk around, look at the faces that you see. And when you look at that person in that picture, you're thinking about who is that? Who is she?
The police kind of just like deems these like black girls as like runaways.
Being angry is important to feel the range of emotions. It frustrates me when people kind of dismiss like researchers and things like that are trying to do the work. But when I pitch, let's say, an op-ed to like the Boston Globe or any other outlet, they're like, well, what are the statistics? Like, I need something to catch the eye. What do you mean you need something to catch the eye? Like, this is eye-catching, number one. And number two, these stories need to be highlighted.
It is so shocking how much information we don't have. I think if I hadn't known about this documentary, if I hadn't known about this event, like I wouldn't know these people's names on the wall.
Because it's not a priority, it's really hard for me as a reporter that's having to base things on facts or data when there's no data that exists because it's not treated as a priority. So it's kind of like this cycle of how can I get these stories told when I'm having to back them up with data, but there's no data, but that's like also the whole story. There's no data, there's no priority, so.
The system is not trying to help them. It's like misconstruing like the whole story, the whole narrative, and that leads to us being so like in the dark about what's happening. But when it's a white person, there's people traveling across the country to help them. Whereas like for black women, they don't even have the right narrative to save them.
Like I straddle a weird place in the sense that I'm a black girl who's also like in the media, and I'm in like a system that I feel that like there's no system, whether it's media, whether it's law enforcement, everything's touched by white supremacy.
That we need to start holding our elected officials accountable, and also law enforcement as well. Like, in order for us, in my opinion, to really do this work, we need community organizers, we need the performers, we need the artists, we need everyone.
Sister, mother, what it is that you do is trying to talk and feel. And some of those things we are masked when we're young, as of like being vulnerable is wrong.
As humanity and as a culture, we've been through so much in the last few years, last 5 years. And so that joy factor is very, very important.